I see, Arvind, let me describe it as a much more sort of complex environment as we go ahead. And I say this for a few reasons. The first is, of course, the rise of China. Its economic potential, its military potential, and the way that both these are growing, and China becoming more and more assertive. And we are seeing that. I'm not talking about only against the Indian borders, but also you see that in the East China Sea, the South China Sea. There is greater aggressiveness that we need to find our place firstly in Asia and then globally. And in Asia, we are like the dominant sort of power, and therefore, that must be acknowledged. So you're seeing an aggressive sort of China on one side. On the other side, you're seeing increasingly superpower sort of competition playing out in the Indo-Pacific. So the US now sees China as main challenger to its sort of global domination. And therefore, you are seeing trade wars, technology wars, freedom of navigation operations, attempts to cull together an alliance like the AUKUS, for example, has come in order to. So as opposed to the previous Cold War, which was very far away from India's border, the current, and if I could call it a Cold War, or the way strategy is playing out between the US and China, it's playing out very close to India's borders. It's going to play out in the Indian Ocean. And therefore, India willy-nilly is going to be somehow, get involved in this. So the earlier concept of, non-aligned movement, and we are completely non-aligned, I think that possibly will not work.
Right. So
and
you have to lean towards one side.
Yeah. So although Indian policymakers still say we want strategic autonomy, but I'm afraid as we look into the future, willy-nilly, I think India could get drawn one side or the other.